of comments under these videos that say, oh, I quit my job to take a gap year, or I quit my job because of content creation. And you always see people saying that, oh my God, is this my sign? It's not your sign, no. Hey, God, I beg. Oh. When the need came, if I ever had to pay that bill out of pocket from what I was earning, I would have been bankrupt and ran back to Benin City to go and meet my parents. One look, and I breathe. My OGs, my new Gs, my incoming Gs, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. A little birdie, read as my analytics, is telling me that I have like a lot of viewers that are non-subscribers. It's giving monitoring spirit. But guys, if you're here and you haven't subscribed, just take like 1 second. It's going to take you like 1 second and 1 click to subscribe and join our growing family. We're almost at 500 followers, and I'm really excited. My goal is to get to like 1,000 before my birthday, which is like July 23rd. I don't even know if this video is going to be posted before July 23rd. But yeah, putting it out there for the universe. I think being on social media a lot, or being a content creator, or just having something to do with social media, you're going to find out that there are like a lot of people, I don't know if it's my algorithm, who will come and say, oh, I quit my job to start content, to focus fully on content creation. I quit my job to take a gap year. I quit my job. Or you find people who will be like, oh, I really want to quit my job. I don't want to do it anymore. And I decided to make a video to just speak about a couple of things, right? So this video is not saying that you shouldn't particularly quit your job. More like you shouldn't quit your job without a plan. Before we get into it, I have like a few things I wanted to highlight. Number one, don't quit your job if you don't have another job lined up, especially in this economy. The second one is don't quit your job to go into a business or a content that is not already paying you at least a large percentage of what you currently earn, or something that will cover, something paying you enough to cover your bills. And then the final one will be don't quit your job if you don't have up to 6 months emergency fund saved. Because anybody who has been active in the job market will tell you any day and time that getting a job now takes long. So even if you quit your job and you're like, oh, 3 months later, you're like, oh my God, I want to get back to the 95 grind, it will take you like at least like 2 to 3 months, or maybe constant interview. You can get it in 1 month, you can get it in like a lot shorter, but like this is like on average. It will take you like a couple more months to like put things in place, structure, apply for jobs, get this job, and eventually start working before you start earning. So if you're going to quit your job because you are burnt out or it's a toxic workplace, you need to have a plan, which is what this video is about. Now, there are a lot of reasons why people want to quit their job. If they work for like toxic organization, toxic bosses, you're tired, you wake up every Monday morning, you want to drag yourself to work, you absolutely hate going to work, you hate the work that you do. Or maybe you don't hate the work that you do, you hate where you do it or the people that you do it with, it's stressing your mental health, there's all of that. But it's something that I really want everybody to know, especially if you've been on social media and you see, I see like a lot of comments under these videos that say, oh, I quit my job to take a gap year, or I quit my job because of content creation. And you always see people saying that, oh my God, is this my sign? It's not your sign, no. Hey, God, I beg. Oh. It's actually not your sign at all, especially because social media is just like a couple of clips put over a voiceover, or like a very short talking head. Even if it's going to be like very long, like YouTube for instance, it doesn't show the true picture of a person's life. As far as you are not that person, even as a trusted friend of that person, you only know as much as the person wants you to know. Show me social media, you only know as much as people want you to know. Every other thing is just what you see and what you infer and what you guess, right? So don't look at social media and think that, oh my God, my favorite influencer just quit, should I quit? No, you should not quit. And it's a whole lot, but trust me, it is not your sign. It is not your sign, sis. It is not your sign, dude. Especially not in this economy, and particularly if you live in Nigeria, right? You know that the inflation rate is chasing, is really chasing. And now this is like every time I create videos that I address certain issues, like especially generic issues, I always have a caveat, or always have a disclaimer. This is very different if God has led you to quit your job, or this is very different if you've prayed about it and you feel that pace or that nudging in your heart to actually pursue or to actually quit your job to do something. That's very different, because we know as believers we know how these things run. It's not the way of the world, right? But this is basically for people who just want to quit their job because maybe they're tired, they're bored, they want to try something new and all. Everybody wants soft life, right? Everybody wants to be chilling on a beach in Barbados, sipping pineapple juice and just letting the wind blow through your hair. Nobody wants to always grind the 9 to 5, especially if the work that you do is really, really tasking, right? It's so tempting to want to actually quit. But before you quit, quit with a plan. Here are a few things that you should put in place before you quit your job. In 2025, for that matter, you should have a job offer before you quit. Now, from the moment you notice that your job is stressing you, be actively applying for a job. And now this is not stress because, oh, you're lazy, I beg, I'm not about that life. No, 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 that's not what I'm talking about. About the fact that you're putting in the work, you're going above and beyond, but yet there's just the job keeps sucking out of you and you don't know how to make it better or how to balance it out. That's a different ball game, right? So you need to start. I always tell people one of the reasons why I always technically tend to move from job to job is because I'm always applying. Now, when you work in a place, it's very easy to get attached. It's very easy to get, oh, I love this place, I don't want to go. But trust me, that is the best time to actively be applying for a job, because you are looking at the market, you are honing your interview skills, you know what the market is paying, you're being competitive, you are interviewing from a place of rest. Such that if you tell them one figure now and they say they're not paying, you're like, oh yeah, sorry about that, that's how much I'm going to take. Either that or nothing. Like, you're interviewing without desperation, and that's really where it should be. Give yourself an exit plan. Give yourself 6 months, right? From the moment that you're like, I need to change my job, give yourself 6 months to actually exit your job. Now, you're going to do two things in these 6 months. Be actively applying to get another job so that when you move to a new job and your income doesn't suffer. Or you're going to start saving aggressively. This is not time to be buying hair. This is not time to be buying wigs. This is not time to be eating out. This is not time to do anything that you typically would do, like live your best life in that regard. This is time to aggressively save your salary, leaving only bills. It's not money that you save and you put it in your piggyvest flex naira account and you start withdrawing it in small chunks. No, you're going to create a target savings and say, okay, I need to have 1 million naira by the end of December. If this is, you're doing it for like 6 or 5 months, by the end of December, you need to have 1 million naira. You're going to create a target savings on piggyvest. Lock that target savings so that you cannot withdraw it until the date you have set. And you're going to then you're going to do the other part, which is now to set an auto debit into that savings account. So once you're paid, a large chunk will go into that savings account until you reach your goal. So you can't touch it until the due date. You also get to get interest if you're using piggyvest for this type of savings. If at the end of that 6 months you are unable to get a job, or you're like, oh my god, I still need to leave, you can now quit with that 6 months buffer. And in that 6 months buffer, you're using that 6 months to do is to actually continue searching for a job. So while you are taking a break from your current job, you're actively applying, doing interviews, doing case studies and all of that, actively applying for jobs. But now you have like a 6 months buffer. So you can rest. When you find a new job, you can determine the time that you're going to resume. If you find this helpful, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, like this video, and share with anybody that you think is going to benefit from this video before they actually go and quit their job. Oh. Next thing that you absolutely need to have before you actually quit a job without another job lined up or to pursue something else like business, content creation full-time, is health insurance. Now, I know that most people don't think it's very important, especially if your company has placed you on HMO for the longest time and you haven't used it. See, when you have a health emergency, you will know how blessed you are to have health insurance, or how blessed you are that you don't have to pay for these things out of pocket. A couple of years ago, I had food poisoning. I was an associate where I was working, and I wasn't earning much in that sense, but I was placed on health insurance, which was good. And then I've never had to use it. The only thing that I had to use it for was our company used to actually force us to do like an annual health check at the beginning of every year. So you go in, you check your blood, check everything, just a general health check. Aside that, I was like, I haven't used this thing and I don't even know where I'm on it. Brothers and sisters, when the need came, if I ever had to pay that bill out of pocket from what I was earning, I would have been bankrupt and ran back to Benin City to go and meet my parents. If you're going to quit your job, you need to purchase health insurance. Now, there are different options that you can purchase from. All of these HMO plans, they would allow you buy individual plans. So from AXA Man's side, I think Reliance, Leadway, they have options for individual health plans, right? Now, it might cost a chunk, but trust me, you will need that leverage. Imagine being ill, you don't have like a source of income, a steady source of income. You also don't have insurance. Now you have to pay out of pocket for these things. Like, it's really just crazy. So you want to ensure that every health scare that can come out of the way is covered. So ensure that you get insurance. I think maybe on average you should be able to get something from like 200, 150k. It depends. And some of this health insurance will allow you pay monthly, right? However, while that is dangerous is because, again, you are not going to have a source of income for that period. So you want to reduce the burdens and ensure that the only thing that you're paying for are bills, like essential bills. That's the only thing that you're paying for. Every other thing you've paid for and you've covered. So health insurance is very important, and it's something that I don't think most people consider enough before they quit. If you're going to quit your job to focus on freelancing or quit your job to focus on your business, you have to be very realistic, right? It's very good on paper that, oh, if I do this, do this, do this, do this, that I'm going to get X, Y, Z. But before you quit, you want to ensure that you have steady clients, at least a minimum of one or two clients, that not even one. One is very dangerous, because what if they wake up tomorrow like, oh, I don't want to continue this service any longer. So you want to have a minimum of two clients, minimum, that will give you steady income. And then you need to have a plan, like a mapped out plan. I'm going to be doing cold emails 30 every day. Even if you are going to be not having a 9 to 5, you're going to have to grind harder than anybody else will grind, because now there's no salary that will come on the 25th of the month or the 23rd or the 27th. Nothing like that. It's just you pursuing these people actively. So you need to have a plan. You need to look at your business. That business, is it already, do I already have clients? If I don't already have clients, can I wait in this job that is choking me? Can I wait for a couple of months while I actively use any spare time I have, nights or weekends, to pursue clients or to expand this business or to grow? Reduce unnecessary expenses and subscription. This is not the time to be doing pro on certain apps, or paying for Netflix, or paying for Amazon Prime or Showmax. If you have like more than one of those things, you're doing too much. This is not the time. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you actually need to cut down on everything. Like your expenses should be expenses that you cannot survive without, like food. Anything that you can do without, you don't need it. Reduce your data subscription. In fact, you are going to feel data very well when you actually use that, because when you get to the office, you can use Wi-Fi for a couple of hours and then you come back. Like you actually need to actively plan for all of these things. If you're looking to go back into the 9 to 5 grind eventually, you need to update your CV, update your LinkedIn. This is time to be networking aggressively. Say you have all of your savings and all of that figured out. You want to be networking aggressively, putting all of these things in place, reaching out on LinkedIn, posting on LinkedIn, letting people know, calling, emailing recruiters, letting them know that, oh, you're actively looking to move to a new place. These are your skill set and all the things that you can do, yada, 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 and the likes. If you have a 6-month strategy, a 6-month plan that you execute, I was telling somebody very recently that to plan no hard. Once you enter ChatGPT now, you and ChatGPT can structure your life for the next 6, 7, 8 months. To execute that plan is where the cocoa is. This is not the time for somebody to come and call you and say we're outside. You're not outside though. You are inside. You're inside like mad this period. You are inside like what? Like mad. I'm not against you quitting your job in 2025. I'm not against you quitting your job at all. What I'm advising against is you quitting your job without a plan, because your eye go peel. Your eye will what? It's gonna peel. I trust for maybe this might not apply to you, or like if you have people who bankroll you, it might not apply to you, right? But these are people who need to put their lives together to be able to make certain decisions. I hope you found this video really helpful. If you have any topic ideas or anything that you don't want to speak about or touch on, let me know in the comment box below, and I will create a video to that effect. So thank you guys very much. If you watched this to this level and you are still not a subscriber, how far now? Are you from Benin City? Did my village people send you? That's on a lighter note. If you watch this with the end, please leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, and share this video with anybody that you think would benefit from it. And I would see you in my next one. Bye.